you in the last episode we were talking about divorce,
Yes.
and you have been divorced for 3 years now,
Yes.
and back in the dating world. But you have an interesting relationship with your ex. So what is that sort of?
Yeah.
What is your current situationship?
Well, the person who's mediating us, because we're going, was said she wants to write a paper on us because it's just because like neither my ex Annette or me, like we always liked each other. Our issue was we just became kind of friends, and I wasn't a good man at the end, and or I wasn't acting honorably, but she is like a loving and compassionate person, and so we have like this unbelievably we have this wildly good relationship. I mean, especially like when the dating thing was on, like I would show her who was on my app, and she would show me who was on hers. I took the girl I was dating recently. It was such a funny thing because she was like, the reason I'll mention this is because she's Asian American. It has some value. So my son was performing at he was in a band, and they were performing at the Viper Room, and so Annette called me. I'd never met this boyfriend she had. She's like, "Hey, this guy wants to come. Would that be okay?" And it's like, "Oh, and you can bring yours." And it's like, "Okay, yeah, okay." I ran it by my girlfriend at the time, and she's like, "Yeah, sure." Anyway, we go to this Viper Room thing. Now, Annette had broken up with her boyfriend, but at one point, but as a condition of them getting back together, he said, "You need to repair your relationship with your ex because she's the mother of your kids, because they like you have a lot of hostility." She got them to talk. So here's what happens. I walk in with Teresa, my girlfriend. She walks in with her boyfriend. After a minute or two, his wife, his ex-wife, also shows up with their kid. Then my ex-mother-in-law, whose husband had died a year ago, shows up with her new boyfriend. And it was a parade of exes. And to which my girl said, "This is some white people shit."
It's very Grace and Frankie right now.
It was so like, and I like we had a great time. And like you were talking about deal breakers at certain points, but like I'm close with her. I'm not like, I need you to be secure enough that like if I'm in a real relationship with you, I'm not going to see her, but we're like friends. I mean, she had broken up with her boyfriend, which thankfully was for the last time, and she had she's a photographer, and she had a trip planned to Indonesia, and he was going to go with her, and then it broke off, and I was away, and she texted me. He's like, "I don't want to go to Jakarta alone, and I want to do this. It's like basically, would you come?" It's like, "I'll get your own room," and it's like, okay. And so we traveled to Indonesia together, had a great time. And it's like, everybody like I knew said we have to write that as like a comedy, but I said everybody wants me to write this as a comedy, but if we're going to do that, I think we need to fuck. But
exactly. I was just going to say, that's the only part
that didn't happen, and it wasn't like she was really on the rebound, and not that it could never, but that was not going to happen. In that moment. My son is for his graduation at the end of March. We had a trip plan. He's take him on a trip. We're going to New Zealand with him, so it's going to be the three of us. I'm going to get my own room. It's more expensive because we don't get our rooms.
Yeah. And how? 2 questions to that. How are the kids taking that, and how did the kids did they get confused by that, or were they confused? And then 2, what if you were to date somebody and they said, I don't feel comfortable with you?
Well, let me put it this way:
being friends with your ex.
Here's the truth. If I was in a relationship with somebody at the time, I would never go on a vacation with my ex.
Right.
That way. I couldn't. I mean, we had one family thing that we did on a cruise. My family was there over Christmas, and it did rub my girlfriend the wrong way, and it should have. I thought about it. I didn't think that was so I wouldn't have done that. As for my kids, they know we're weirdos.
Yeah.
They do. One of the twin girls was angry at me the most. She was angry at me for the relationship breaking down like way longer than my ex, who I actually had wronged. And so what was tricky was with her is her worst nightmare for her would be that we got back together. So she doesn't want that. But we're now, me and that daughter are closer, but she still doesn't want my ex to be back with me.
Yeah.
And I, I weirdly get that on some level. I mean, when my parents broke up, I didn't want my mom taking my dad back. So.
It's traumatic.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting because people have their own relationships with their exes, and especially when you were married and you have kids, co-parenting is becoming more of a. I feel like even a few years ago, maybe 10 years ago, that co-parenting thing was very still separate.
It was.
Hey, you see him on weekends, this is it, blah, blah, blah. But I don't know if it was like Gwyneth Paltrow and Chris Martin and like conscious uncoupling that like really made everybody go, hey, I think you can co-parent together and be friends. But I also, it seems like it's a lot of work.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I had it easy. I mean, in terms of like my kids were either about to graduate college or going into college. So no one was it wasn't that custody thing, which can get tricky. But I don't know. I think like you can be mad at your ex, but like I watch people who go into all out warfare over money, hiding money, and I don't care. Honestly, I want enough to live. But the idea that I would be hiding money from her who like was with my kids and did all that stuff, it's just so gross. My dad kind of did that. I guess I don't want that to happen. I feel like I'll have enough, whatever it is. Well, I'll be fine. Right. It's like, and it's not like I'm super rich. It's like I definitely had to lower my lifestyle, but it's like, so what? I'm not going to make her do it.
Yeah.
So.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I hope you guys enjoyed that video and check out our next one. Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe to this channel for more amazing dating, love, and relationship advice from me and so many expert guests. Follow us on socials. We're at Kinda Dating across the board. I'm Natasha Chandale, so you can find me too if you like. And join our newsletter on www.kindadating.com for lots of exclusives. See you soon.